Looks like Arsenal is seriously looking in for a centre forward. This time round, they've been linked to Ollie Watkins. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Football News Show as we talk Ollie Watkins. Edu Gaspar contacting Ollie Watkins and obviously starting to really say or have talks in between him and the entourage of Ollie Watkins. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Pep Guardiola has come in through and obviously given us a say on why Calvin Phillips stayed at the club of Man City, and Liverpool are pushing hard to obviously extend the contract of Thiago Alcantara because they believe he's one of those that is going to help them maybe achieve what they want because of his experience and everything he's going to be doing at this club. Welcome to the show that breaks down all your football news around the world. There are sorts of stories at Napoli. I've seen Victor Osimhen take down other photos of Napoli. You know what Napoli did after he missed out on a penalty over the weekend. Victor Osimhen found himself in a position of Napoli posting him in a mocking video on their TikTok account, and then that video was taken down. Today I've seen him arrive as they are going to play their beautiful game of football down in Italy. So I'm going to compile that story and obviously bring it to you live and clear onto this channel. Now let's start it off with Ollie Watkins. We thank God for the gift of life, and the Muslims, we thank Allah for the gift of life. Not so? Now let's start it off with this story coming in from the Football Transfers, confirming to us that Arsenal sporting director Edu has held what we call talks with agent of Aston Villa striker, that is Ollie Watkins, right? About a move to the Gunners. Chelsea are also interested in the 27-year-old striker. Now, I think it's now confirmed that Arsenal are interested in a centre forward. They've been linked to very many centre forwards, and as it stands, this one is also in the mix. So, Ollie Watkins is a very good striker. I have to really come out and really accept it, because he has gone ahead to put out numbers for the previous seasons. In the season of 2020-2021, he scored 14 goals and put up 5 assists in 37 games. In the season of 2021-2022, he played 35 games, 11 goals and 2 assists. Last season, 2022-2023, Ollie Watkins played 37 games, 15 goals and 6 assists. And this season, 1 goal and 2 assists. He's going to have to play 6 games. Now, what does that show you? It shows you that Ollie Watkins is a very good striker, and he has those numbers with him. Now, if he scored 15 goals last season at Aston Villa, yet Aston Villa is not like Arsenal, that means he can come in at Arsenal and obviously do more of the job than any of the players there. So I think Arsenal have gone ahead to realize that maybe they need a number 9 to come on and obviously take it to the next level, because even Arteta was had in his press conference talking about that orthodox number 9, that maybe we've gone back to those days of the orthodox number 9. And he gave examples that Man City are really having Erling Haaland, Man United are really having Rasmus Højlund. There is a third striker I talked about. Liverpool are having Darwin Núñez. So he went ahead to accept that maybe it's time we went back to that era. And it looks like Arsenal are looking around, obviously find very many strikers that can obviously fit into their thoughts and their system with Mikel Arteta. And when you see to it that Edu is trying to contact the agents or the entourage of Ollie Watkins, he shows you that maybe in January Arsenal might make a very huge go for Ollie Watkins or any striker, because as it stands, they might be thinking that the missing piece in their jigsaw is a centre forward. But for me, I'm having a different thought altogether. The missing piece into that Arsenal side is the most missing piece for me. Yeah, is a right attacking midfielder. Arsenal need a right attacking midfielder in the ilk of like Pedro Neto. Like you take Bukayo Saka off and get him on to increase the pace on the pitch and obviously create chances. I think the problem of Arsenal is they don't create enough chances for their forwards. That is it. Because if they would, then these forwards would have gone ahead to score very many goals in a season. That is it. And Mikel Arteta also came out and obviously talked about it in his pre-match press conference when he was asked about them creating chances. And I think he was asked on chance creation and if he was concerned about creating lack of chances. Says it's dependent on how you analyze that and what you take from that. If you take the last pass or the last two passes in the zones, because the positions that we get in and against the block that we defend, the position that we put our wingers in, our start is higher than anybody else in the league. But to produce then the moment that replicates that start, it's too simplistic. Now, however much Arteta is calling it simplistic, but it does not count out in numbers. I'll admit with him that in the final third, Arsenal really have very good passes, but those line breaking passes to obviously release a number 9 of Arsenal to score goals are really limited. The only chance I saw when Arsenal was playing Spurs that a number 9 got was that of Jesus when he pressed down Maddison and obviously faced the goalkeeper. You are not feeding your number 9. You need to feed your number 9. That's why Nketiah was frustrated that he couldn't get the ball and went in for that silly tackle that would have gone ahead to result into a red card. He went with his studs all over to the goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur, that is Vicario. So it's really good to obviously notice that Arsenal are looking in for centre forward, right? But the most important bit of it is Arteta to put his chemistry right. He needs to create chances. He needs to create chances because the difference between Man City and Arsenal has always been that even when Man City is playing Manchester United, even when they are playing Liverpool, even when they are playing Arsenal, name it, any big club when they are playing them, they create chances. That is it. The difference is those teams may defend better to obviously stop the Man City attack. That is it. So I don't find it surprising that Arsenal is looking for centre forward. I've seen people in the media, pundits obviously saying their problem is a centre forward. Something that has been happening at Manchester United. I've always told Man United fans that the problem of Man United was not a centre forward. The problem was a player who anchors with Casemiro in that midfield. And even Rasmus Hojlund was brought in. Onana was brought in this season. Mason Mount was brought in. But they all played this game. And guess what? United was not thriving or was not really reaching the levels that people expected to be. Guess what happened? United went in and signed Sofian Amrabat. Yesterday he played his first home debut. And the rest was history. You get? Arsenal's problem, one, it's Mikel Arteta. He doesn't want to play with a double pivot. That is it. Arteta should admit that he should be playing Declan Rice, or Jorginho, and Declan Rice into that midfield. Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, or Jorginho and Thomas Partey. Sorry, or Jorginho and Declan Rice. They should be playing into that double pivot. That's what he should obviously understand. And if he doesn't rectify that, I think even when he gets in a world-class striker, it's not going to work out for him, because that is the reason as to why Arsenal is creating little chances, because their midfield doesn't really impose the game to the opponents as it's required. By the way, most Arsenal assists come in from a wing play. They have to first spread that ball wide and then try to knock it around, right? But you should obviously have a midfield that can obviously try to obviously break down the team and obviously pass through the central axis and kill off the game. That is something that Mikel Arteta should be doing, and I think he should be doing the best. But going in for centre forward is not bad, but where does it leave a player like Eddie Nketiah? That means Eddie Nketiah is going to be sold by Arsenal. That is it. So that's what I had from Ollie Watkins. It took us close to 10 minutes to talk about it. And let's obviously go to another player, that is Kalvin Phillips. Let's go to Man City a little bit and see what is happening down at Man City. Now, Pep Guardiola and Kalvin Phillips, he decided to stay. The club spoke with him, and for the fact that maybe he had not much minutes and he wanted to stay. He'll be a father soon, so he wanted to stay here. It's okay. It's perfect. He's a lovely person. Now, when you look at Kalvin Phillips, he's a player that every club admired to have when he was playing at Leeds. He was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, to an extent that he was at Leeds and he benched very many players at the English national team. He's an exciting player that you obviously want to watch. He's a joy to watch every time you really look at him, and he will never fail. He's one of those Jamaican, England born, that his talent is really huge. He's like Jude Bellingham, he's like Jadon Sancho, right? So those kind of players, because their talent is really great. But he went in at Man City, he has not been having enough playing time, and you expect any player to obviously knock, any serious player, by the way, to knock on the door of Mikel Arteta, of the manager or the gaffer, to tell him that, please, why am I not getting enough playing time? And that's what Kalvin Phillips really did, because other teams are interested in him and they wanted to save his career, because last season he was disturbed by a shoulder injury and never got enough playing time. And maybe this season we thought he was going to be having enough playing time, but Man City don't trust him, because if at all they would, they wouldn't have gone ahead to spend £55 million or £60 million on Matthew Nunes from Wolverhampton Wanderers. So with Rodri red-carded, Kovacic injured, looks like it's a time for him to show Pep Guardiola that you told me to stay. I'm here, get me the game, and I'm going to show you exactly what I can do and offer on the day. The midfield of Man City is really so weak that you really anticipate that it will require them to obviously do the needful, to obviously go past the teams of Newcastle. I believe if at all Newcastle, this is the best time to beat Man City, because they don't have Bernardo Silva, there is no Kevin De Bruyne, there is no Rodri, there is no Kovacic, there is no John Stones. So they're having close to 5-6 players out, and this is the best time to obviously go out and obviously beat them and obviously knock them out of this cup, because you will need a lot to obviously do the needful to go head-to-head with them, if at all their full squad is not available. But their full squad is not available, so that shows you exactly what this team is all about, and they should obviously put in a shift that can help them take this to the next level. And I think Kalvin Phillips tonight, as they take on Newcastle away, is really going to have to show his best attributes to convince Pep Guardiola that I deserve to obviously play on that pitch, either in the Rodri position or in the double pivot with Rodri. That is it. So let's wait and see how that happens. But that was really a huge story coming in from Man City on how they convinced this man to stay at the side of Man City, yet he was not even getting enough minutes. But he confirms to us that he's becoming a father soon and he doesn't want to obviously do a transfer. That is it. So let's go to Liverpool. Thiago Alcantara, a player who hasn't played a minute, I think, this season for Liverpool. But Court Offside has told us that Liverpool are ready to begin talks with Thiago Alcantara. Klopp's main priority is to keep hold of the midfielder whose deal expires in the summer, who he remains a big fan of despite his injury problems. Now, Thiago Alcantara, his first 2 seasons at Liverpool were really immense. Remember, He came in through in the summer of 2020. I remember it like yesterday because Man United wanted to sign him, but he chose to join Liverpool. So when Thiago Alcantara came in through at Liverpool, he obviously hit the ground running for the 2 seasons. But that is 2020, 2021, 2021, 2022. But last season of 2023, Thiago Alcantara has been disturbed by repeating injuries or recurring injuries, and that is going to hit obviously knock him off the grip at the stadium of Liverpool, and that is Anfield. The fans love him, but he is really that kind of player that is no longer of influence as he used to be. But Jurgen Klopp knows it better that he needs to obviously have what we call, he needs obviously want to have experience onto the pitch. Losing some of the experienced players doesn't really work well for the side of Klopp, and he wants obviously to keep him. Remember, next season they might even lose Mohamed Salah to the Saudi oil money. That is it, because they are trying to buy Mohamed Salah £200 million and offer Mohamed Salah a very huge salary to make him one of the most paid players in the Saudi Pro League. So Klopp might look at that and obviously say, maybe I need to keep experienced players, because when you look at that team of Liverpool, there is Virgil van Dijk has experience, Joel Matip has good experience, Thiago Alcantara some good experience, Mohamed Salah some good experience. The rest of the players are still trying to learn the game and obviously be so much into the team to obviously get to know what to do in what particular period of time. So that is exactly what is happening at the side of Liverpool, and keeping him is obviously great, because when you look at his age, Thiago Alcantara is 32 and his contract is expiring on 2024, and you never know, they might also be really trying to make him sign a new contract such that they don't lose him out on a free to the Arab side that obviously going to hit offer some huge money. That is it. So we really wait and see how that really pans out, but I can confirm to you that Liverpool want to obviously open talks with the man himself, that is Thiago Alcantara. So guys, your thoughts on to Edu Gaspar, the sporting director of Arsenal, opening talks with Ollie Watkins, are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Calvin Phillips staying at Man City and Pep Guardiola promising him that he's obviously going to come good? Remember, he referred to him once as a fat player. Then the other story is all about Thiago Alcantara. Should Liverpool offer him a new contract or not? I sign out for now. See you later. We thank God for the gift of life and protection, the Creator, and we also thank Allah for protecting the Muslims. Me out for now. See you later.